Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of the Buzz Addiction. We're here this morning at 5 Borough Bagels in Clive, Iowa.
Yes, which we mentioned last time, I believe. You have a special connection here with living in New York and the 5 boroughs kind of referencing New York City. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they've been real nice here. I've been here a couple times, and great coffee, and obviously great bagels too. So happy to be here.
Yeah, good coffee.
Yep.
Always need a good cup of coffee.
Always need caffeine, right?
So we've been busy since our last video.
Absolutely.
Secured a couple new clients, some really cool space, small business, handmade goods. So it's been an exciting month. I think what we're seeing is the more we work with different clients, the more that this idea of a story, what is your unique kind of pitch almost, is really starting to kind of come to fruition. Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, got some new clients, which is awesome. Excited to work with them in a lot of different spaces. So it's it's been awesome for me to work with them and learn more about small business space and just their general space. And it's been an exciting month, like you said. Busy, very busy. So we ran a poll, jumping right in. We ran a poll like a week ago. Do you prefer Instagram stories or Snapchat stories, basically?
Yes. Yep.
And you and I disagree on this one,
we do.
Which is okay. That's good. That's good in marketing to disagree and have robust debate.
Yep.
35% of people said Instagram stories, 65% said Snapchat stories. I'm a Snapchatter more than an Instagrammer, and you're more of an Instagram guy. So tell me why.
Yeah, I would say more Instagram. I think that Instagram stories has more potential at this time. And I think we disagree about that as well. Primarily because of the fact that Instagram has so many users. Snapchat does too. I think it's just going to take time for people to get used to using Instagram stories as that kind of Instagram story, as opposed to just posting a picture on Instagram. So that's why I think there's more potential there. But Snapchat is also a great base to do that too. So
my pushback is only Instagram hasn't innovated yet, I don't feel.
Yeah.
Whereas Snapchat has been the one to kind of push that story concept.
Yeah.
Yes, the user base is smaller. I wholly understand that. When you're using Instagram, you really have that built-in Facebook user base almost.
Right.
So I think from a marketing perspective, it really just depends on what your goals are, what your visions are, and who your audience is.
Right.
Which platform makes the most sense.
Right. And I think Instagram's success with Instagram stories is going to be predicated on, can they kind of graduate from being the copycat of Snapchat?
Yeah.
And that'll be interesting to me to see if they can do that, because Snapchat is so innovative with what they've done in general, but then moving that all the way forward with the Bitmoji addition to the Snapchat, to the GIFs and stuff like that on there too.
Yeah.
So
love me a good Bitmoji.
Yep.
Yes.
I know.
You know. That actually segues into something we want to talk about as well. You're a former college basketball player, played in the NCAA tournament handful. Yep. 3 times?
3 times.
Three times.
Yep.
And by the time this episode releases, we'll be getting close to Selection Sunday, which is always exciting in the sports world.
Best time of the year.
So I'm really curious from your perspective. You played in a time when Facebook was just being born, really.
Just a baby, yeah.
What do you think college teams and/or the NCAA could do to really bring the fan into that whole experience?
Yeah, and so like you said, when I was in college playing basketball, I think I got a Facebook account my sophomore year of college, which is going to age me a little bit. So I'm prepared for this. Yes, I mean, with social aspects growing every year, NCAA basketball in general, basketball teams can do so much to push their brand. To let even just recruits know what they do, how they do things. One thing I think that they're going to run into is the ruling or rules that they have to follow. Was talking to one of my former coaches here, and head college basketball coaches have certain times when they can actually send a tweet, not to anybody in general, not to anybody personally, but in general.
Wow.
So head coaches have to worry about sending tweets at a certain time of the year, of the week, stuff like that. So there are rules against it, but I feel that head coaches that aren't using Twitter, aren't using these things, are gonna fall behind in the recruiting. It's a way for for coaches that might not coach, the most mainstream team in the world to get that or their team's name out there,
right.
their background out there and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how teams and how the NCAA during the NCAA tournament handles their social stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's such a huge potential to show us like the background, what's happening before a game with the team. Like just follow a team, much like we talked about in episode 1 of Buzz Addiction, the Georgetown stories. Like what could they do? Pick 5 teams, like a couple Cinderellas and a couple expected winners, and just like follow them through and give us backstage access almost. The tools are there, the fans are there. I feel like I hope to see that. Because as someone who is quite frankly pretty busy, like I can't sit and watch every basketball game itself.
Exactly.
So like give me something else.
Yeah, I'm assuming that there will be a live streaming on Twitter and Facebook. I'm interested to see what Snapchat does. There's so much that they could do behind the scenes with each individual team, with each individual game, with a site.
You could do it by site, something like that.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Like there'll be, what their plan is, what they initiate, and how they engage with the user base outside of the NCAA tournament site that they're in. So,
and this weekend we obviously had the Oscars, and they just had the Grammys 2 weeks ago, something like that.
2 weeks ago,
And so like, I don't think we're going to see anything innovative out of that event. I know that a lot of like events like that do Facebook Lives and stuff from the red carpet, but I can watch that.
You can watch the red carpet, if
I really want to. So I think from a sports perspective, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yep, and if they follow the Super Bowl, what they did in the Super Bowl. I mean, I thought that Snapchat at the Super Bowl left a little bit of me wanting more. And I don't know if I'm the only one that felt that, or if there's other people out there. But the NCAA tournament is a huge spectacle. The NCAA is a mammoth out there with in March and April. So it'll be interesting to me, like I said, to see what they do with that.
Yeah, for sure. So those are 2 topics we really want to talk about today. You have a question you want to ask the audience?
Yes, I do. We're just kind of going over questions this week, and one just pretty general question. What social network do you use the most, and why do you use that the most? I think that in an age where there's so many out there that we can use, so many out there that people do use, what's your go-to that you say, hey, every day I use this, whether it be personally, whether it be for your small business? We want to hear from you.
So my answer to that question, I probably use Snapchat the most in terms of just like looking and digesting content, but I use Twitter the most in terms of creating content. They're just different how I work, and it's just kind of me.
My answer is for both of those that you mentioned would be Twitter. Would be engaging and having that content in front of me and creating content on there as well. So that'd be my answer.
So tell us why, like what medium and why, and we'll talk about that on episode 3.
Absolutely.
So we're going to end this episode a little bit weird, so by the time you get this episode, we'll have already done what we're about to do. But we're going to go do some Facebook Living right now, live from 5 Boroughs here in Clive, just to answer anybody's questions, talk a little bit more about the opportunities with social media, with live production, and anything marketing. So.
And we know it's early, but it's about 7 a.m., so you should be awake. So we'll see you over there.
All right, thanks guys.
Thanks.